I'm a big fan of Tim Vine, so when I saw tickets come up in Blackpool, it didn't take long until we had a weekend booked for it. It's a fairly easy drive, just 3 or 4 hours down the motorway, although as you can see here, the weather wasn't the best. So this is us in a Chinese, just round the corner from the hotel.
Red pepper.
Red pepper Chinese, yes. Gets good reviews, so let's hope it's as good as they say it is. The red pepper lived up to its reputation. The starter in particular was really good. This is the street the hotel's on, the Fairhaven Hotel. It's quite a nice hotel actually. I'll show you a little bit inside it later on. Nice street, just wish it was sunny. The next morning the weather was much the same, so we found ourselves venturing out in the car instead of going about on foot. Blackpool Pleasure Beach was one of the places I was hoping to see in this trip, but it was closed. I guess given the wind that's not too surprising. We continued along the coast and found ourselves in St Anne's. This is us in St Anne's Pier. We stopped here because it's covered, so even when the weather's rubbish we can come here. It's not Blackpool, but it'll do. You want a shot in the doldrums? It's a lovely wee cafe that. That'll be where we go for our morning coffee. Is that cherry pie? Pier Cafe, that's where we've just been. Had a nice hot chocolate. After St Anne's we went back to Blackpool for a spot of lunch in a Revolution bar. I've had to suppress the sound so the music doesn't throw all sorts of copyright errors on YouTube. Aye, funnily enough what I'm saying here is that you probably won't hear me because of the wind, and guess what? the rain really started to come on after that, so we figured it was a good time to explore the famous Blackpool trams. At the end of the line, we found a really good Italian place for dessert. But then by the evening, after a very average tapas dinner, it was time for the real reason we came to Blackpool, Tim Vine. The Blackpool Grand Theatre was certainly grand alright and the show was hilarious. After the show was finished, we saw the tower lit up at night before calling it a night. The next morning, on the Sunday, we had planned to stay in the Lancashire area for another night, so we would go exploring. The weather was much the same as the previous day in Blackpool. We set off for Clitheroe in Ribble Valley in eastern Lancashire.
Wonderful. This is beautiful actually. English countryside's nice.
Right, Derby Arms Hotel. We're just going for a cup of coffee, so let's see.
You become very busy over the weekends.
It's a cracking place. It's a shame we're not a wee bit later because I would have quite happily had lunch here.
Aye.
We've come to Clitheroe, which is where my great grandfather and my great grandmother were married. And we got injured at the hospital in Clitheroe where my great grandmother was a nurse. So they fell in love and got married. It's quite a nice story. Well, except for the getting injured part, of course. See the castle up there? Just a generally nice place all round, isn't it? Let the stillness soothe your heart. Yeah, there's a think about the Great War. Guess my grandfather, great grandfather was one of them. Once again the weather turned foul, so we ran to a nearby inn for lunch. As we pressed on to our B&B, we finally got a little bit of sunshine. Not for long, right enough.
Oh, wow. This is cool. Oh my goodness, this is lovely. Nothing. This is nice. It's coming out well also in the video.
We arrived at the B&B, which was the final overnight stay of our trip. We went for a Thai meal that night. I'm not usually one for Asian desserts, but these were so good I just had to include them here. We had a few hours on the final morning before we headed off. We went to Knot End on Sea for a bit of a wander. Next up, we headed to Glassendock for a cake, or in my case, a slab of tiramisu. As the rain started to get really bad again, we headed to Lancaster for a quick bite of lunch before I dropped Rick at Lancaster station. I had to go to London. So overall, how would we sum up this trip? Well, obviously the rain spoiled a lot, especially in Blackpool. But to be perfectly honest, it's just good to get away sometimes.
Yeah, the rain spoiled it for me, and it's just me, really, because I hate the rain now. I like all the comedians' dialogues that were placed in this big square in Blackpool. That was very nice and funny. Yeah, would I go back to Blackpool? If there is an event, yeah, maybe.
The Lancashire countryside was beautiful, a lot more than I expected it to be. Parts of it even looked like the Highlands. I still enjoyed the trip overall, so I'm still glad I went, despite the rain. If you enjoy watching our videos, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more content.